Hi, everybody. Hi, we are here. We are present. We are present up in here one more time, right here on the Question Live Show. We are tuning in your space. We coming in your space every day from Tuesday to Saturday at most time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sharp. Now listen to me, whether you are in Eastern Standard Time or not, please adjust your time accordingly so we could work in this together so we can come on and align ourselves accordingly to our time. This is a show that was created with you in mind. Yes, indeed, I am your host, Verona Willis-Brown. I come into you live and direct. This is a space. This is a space where I say if you have work in progress, book, story, come on in here, share with us because we love to hear your story. We love to hear your books, read your books, promote your work. We love to support each other. That is what we do here. Our main purpose here is to build a relationship with you. We want to build a relationship where we support each other. Where we support each other, we will be stronger. When we support each other, we will grow stronger and better. Not wrong, right, or what? We will just go stronger. And the stronger we are, it is the better it is for the earth. The world needs us to be strong at this moment. I mean, come on now. So let me tell you something. This is a space. This is a safe space. You come on in here. There's no judgment here. You come on in here with your story. We sit, we talk about your story, and we move right along. Yes, indeed. Listen, we were created to replenish the earth. Not only to replenish the earth, but to multiply and replenish the earth. Multiply, be fruitful, and replenish the earth. So one person cannot multiply. No, one person cannot multiply and replenish the earth. So therefore, let us get this understand that we need each other to come on in so we can work together and replenish the earth. Your gifts, your talents, listen, we need it. Your dreams, your vision, we need it. I might have something that you want, and you might have something that I want. Oftentimes, we don't ask ourselves this question or even ask the next person that we are going to get into even a relationship. Anyone, friendship, relationship, I mean, probably family, we don't ask. But we should really ask this question, what is it that you really want? Ask yourself that question, look in the mirror and say, what is it that you really want? Right? Because sometimes we go through life with unstable emotions and we go through life with unstable mentality that we don't really know what we want. We want this, that no, I don't want that. Then we say, I changed my mind. No, we have to be sure of what is it that we want. That when we are sure that which we are going after, we will know the intention that we are going after it with. Because if we're really not sure what we want, we're just that we lukewarm, right? We lukewarm, we're just going, we're just flowing, we're just like, hey, whatever come, and then we settle for something that is not really what we want. So whatever we want, whatever we desire, we should put out the work hard, get it, go after it, show up with intention, and not only intention, expectation, and then you take action. Because what we want is really out there. Yeah. What we want is really out there. They're like, oh, I want this, I want some money. But what are you doing to get that money? Oh, I want a husband. What is it you're doing to get a husband? I want a wife. What is it you're doing to get a wife? I want a children. You know what it is you do to get children, right? So whatever we want is desire. And whatever we desire, it is out there, right? So we must know exactly, we must be sure, be clear, be concise of that which we want and go after it. Do not sit in a lazy mentality. Do not procrastinate because procrastinate, oh my goodness, it's like a disease. Do not procrastinate. Just sit there, be clear of what is that you want and go and get it. Oftentimes people say, oh, you're rushing into something, or you're going too slow. Let me tell you something. There are two words. One is rush and one is speed. We go at our own speed, but we should not rush. Do not rush because when we rush, we are going to create chaos. As a result of rushing, you know how many cars crash? As a result of rushing, you get to a place that you did not want to be. As a result of rushing, you get into a relationship you don't want to be. We don't want to rush. We want to make sure that we are going at a pace, that when we are going at a pace, we are peaceful. We are feeling a peace of mind. Our heart is settled and we are going with emotion. I, I recently watched something because we're going to get into tonight's topic, and it was a man that was proposing to his well, I guess maybe they're married now. Maybe they're planning to be married. He proposed to this lady that he just met a month. Within 1 month, he proposed to her. And they asked him, "Sir, why did you propose to her so fast?" He said, "Because I know what I know, and I know what I know, that this is a woman I would like to spend the rest of my life with." And everybody said, "Oh, maybe he's rushing." No, you're going to spend the rest of your life, get to know her. But deep down inside of him, he is settled to know that I'm not rushing. I'm going at my own pace. I did the work. I show up with an intention. I met her. And when I met her, we aligned. And she showed up with the same intention, like, I'm here to meet my husband. And she prayed about it, and they pray and they develop themselves. It is very important that we understand that when we develop ourselves, we will align with that which we want. What we want will come and we get attracted to. It's like a magnet and metal. We get attracted, we develop ourselves, we get attracted to something or someone, and voila, here we go, we're together. So yes, indeed. So let me tell you again, I want to say to you a hearty welcome. We are in midweek. Hello, somebody. We are in October. We are rolling. October is the month of rejoicing, the month of joy, the month of saying yes, right? The month of celebration. That is the month that we are in, which is October. Even though we are in the season right here, because this is season 12, it is the season of birthing. It is the season of abundance. We're still rolling in our abundance season all the way until we finish season 12. We are in the season of abundance and overflow. So we want to get into our mentality that we are in an overflow. We hear this before. Serve from your overflow. But I say, really, no, I don't really want to serve from my overflow. I really want, not everything that I have that I should serve from my overflow. I want to serve from that which I have, that which is deep down inside of me. I want to serve from that. It is fully mature. It is fully developed. I want to serve from that. I talked about my story before. I did not have overflow, but I served from what I had. I took a piece of what I have and I serve it. If you got a slice of bread, take a piece of it. It's not excess amount of bread. It is a piece of bread. Take a piece of that bread and give it to somebody. What am I serving from my overflow? My overflow is love. I have an overflow. I have an abundance of love. I have an abundance of caring and compassion. And I just want to see humanity be lifted up. I want to see better for humanity. So that is my overflow. Yeah, so I do serve from my overflow. But again, it's not everything that I put myself in a position to serve from an overflow. So we got to know the category that we are serving from our overflow. Now, love, oh my goodness, sometimes it's overshadowing me, right? It is overflowing. Some of that it's overtaking me. Like, so I want to share my love with you. So yes, indeed, again, welcome to another episode of the Question Live Show. If this is your first time, I mean, absolutely your first time, first time. You've never been on the show before. You just never heard of the All You Free Enough platform. You never heard of the Christian Live Show. You just never heard of Verona Willis-Brown before. And you are scrolling through social media and you saw a red rectangle somewhere on your screen and it says live. You click it and voila, here I am present. And you said, let me go on up in there because she said some shocking moments coming on tonight, tonight's thing. I want to go in there to see what shocking moment she is talking about. So if this is your first time, please wave to me, put in the comment section me, or put first timer. Yes, the reason why I say that is because I would like to acknowledge your presence. Oftentimes we go through life and we get accepted, but we don't get acknowledged because when we are acknowledged, simply means that somebody is seeing us. We are walking, we're not trying to be seen, we're not doing extra to be seen, but somebody acknowledge our presence. Somebody, you come in my room, you sit here, I'm going like, girl, I see you, God, I see you, bro, I see you, right? So we want to make sure that we are in the presence of somebody that's going to acknowledge us. Don't do all that extra stuff to be seen. No. That's distasteful. I don't like all of that behavior. Then you gotta do something extra to be seen. When you're showing up authentically, you're showing up in a presence where you don't gotta do anything extra. I see you. I see you. Show up and take action. I see you. You show up with that intention. I see you. Right? So when you show up, I see you. And that is what acknowledgement is all about. So yes, indeed. So I want to say to you that if it's your first time, I'd like to introduce myself to you because those of you who've been here, you know the deal. But first time, I would like to introduce myself to you to let you know that, I am your host of this show. I've been the host of the show for the past 12, well, we're in season 12 season now. And for the past this is 350 episodes. We are going. 350 episodes today. And I've been your host. Yes, indeed. Let me tell you a little bit about who Verona Willis-Brown is. Verona Willis-Brown is a native of the most beautiful place in the world. I mean, absolutely the most beautiful place in the world. And that is where? Jamaica. You want to say what you want to say. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Jamaica is the most beautiful place in the world with the most beautiful people. The most beautiful place in the world. Now, if you are not from Jamaica, you're not a native of Jamaica, but you got some conversion of Jamaica in your system, you got some DNA percentage in your system of a Jamaican, you got married into, some form of conversion. And when I say conversion, simply means you're married into the culture or something, you relocated into the culture, something of the sort. Hey, you know how we do. We show up and we set records. We show up and we let you know that we are present. We show up and we let you know that we are here to do a thing or two, right? So that is us. But another thing I want to tell you about Verona, I like to talk about my parents. Yep, indeed, because I'm carrying my parents' legacy on my shoulder. I like to talk very proud about my parents who were dedicated, committed farmers. Yep, they were farmers, and I like to talk about my farmers background because, hello, when you plant a seed or a grain as a farmer, it is going to produce something. And when it produces something, honey, it's going to show up, and guess what's going to happen? My parents plant some seed, and it produced something, and produced a seed, or maybe a fruit or something, because at most time, I was able to go outside, grab me a fruit, and I had fresh fruit. I was able to see the chicken and all the animals, the farm animals on the land. I was able to see the cultivation of the land. So yes, indeed, fertile ground. But let me tell you something about one of the seed that they planted. And that seed grew up and bear a lot of fruit. And that seed is me. Yeah. I'm talking about me. Yes, I'm going to talk about me. That seed is me. They produce this seed, okay? God bless them. As they're not here to see that I end up right here being your host. Oh, God bless them. But I'm taking on this responsibility to come every single time and salute my parents, to salute their strength, to salute them for what they have deposited in me, and know that I am bearing fruits. I will forever salute them, salute their strength, their courage, salute them for all that they have done for the family, the community parents. So I salute them. So yes, indeed. So that is it about my parents. But another thing, I want to squeeze this in here. They had a lot of children. Huge amount. A lot of children. A lot of children. They had a lot of children, and yeah. So I salute them even more that they had a lot of children. So if you're coming in here as a new person, you are now being adopted in my family as a newbie. You are a new person. I am going to take you in and say you are the last child of the family, and I welcome you. As I get further in the show, you're going to hear me talk a little bit more about my family. Why? Because I do have the permission to speak about my family. Yep. I was the encyclopedia of my family. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And guess what happened? Now I'm like Dr. Google to my family. So you want something? Yeah, call me. Right? So I am like the Google encyclopedia of my family. So yes, you'll see me talk more about my family as we go on. Good. Now listen. If you are returning audience, I mean you've been here before, you are second, third, fourth, anytime after the first, you are a returning audience. And because you are a returning audience, I said, welcome back. Welcome back. As you know how we do when you coming up in here and you show up, I show up, and we just show up together. and we ignite each other, and we create a whole galaxy of greatness. Why? Because we are operating from our inside, and inside of us, DNA, inside of our DNA attached is greatness. Greatness is attached to our DNA. And here we operate from our inside out. So when you come on in here, we don't come on up in here to impress nobody. We come in here to impact lives. We come in here to encourage, inspire, to teach, and empower, but most of all, to support each other. So here we are again saying that come on in the room because you are welcome here. Whether you are new or whether you are a returning audience, it is very much a place for you. You are welcome when you come through those doors. You are not coming to the window. You're coming and you're grabbing a seat. And I welcome you. So I want to say something to each and every one of you. We are all on a journey called life. A journey called life. And while we are rolling on this journey called life, we all have the same intention, and that is to be successful. However you define successful, everybody wants to be successful. Everybody's success story is different. The baby that was born today, coming in this world with an intention to be successful. Their mama, their parents, they had some intention for this baby. So we all coming in with the same direction, with the same intention to be successful. However you define success, that's fine. But I want to let you know nobody cannot succeed by themselves. Absolutely not. Whether you define it by the amount of wealth, whether you define it by materialistic things, whether you define it by serving one person on the street, it doesn't matter. We cannot do this by ourselves. Therefore, we need each other. So we need to get this concept that we need to work together. Whether you are the prime minister, the president, the governor, the teacher, the student, the doctor, the lawyer, the Indian chief, vice president, whoever you are, you didn't get there by yourself. A patient can get healed by themselves, cannot get treatment by themselves. Doctors, teacher, student. If you're going for a position like a vice president, anybody going for a position other than what they have, you can't get there by yourself. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you cannot get there by yourself. Everybody needs somebody. So let us get this concept. Let us raise the level of consciousness to understand that we need each other. Good? Now that we established that, let us get into this mentality to know that when we work together, we are working to better the world. When we work together, we are working at a stronger force. So come on in the room. Come on in the room. So I want to thank each and every one of you coming in the room. So whether you watch my live, my replay, my shorts, whatever it is that you watch, you are a part of this Question Live Show family. I want to tell you a little bit more. On this show, we use F words. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. We use the F word. If you don't want to hear the F word, that's fine. You can just go back to the door right there and just like exit yourself. But don't forget to close the door behind you, because when you close the door behind you, we won't hear no chaos outside and all that disturbance. So good. Now that we're here, we settle, we got our seat, we grab ourselves a seat. Wherever you're sitting, you got yourself something to drink. We are in this. Yes, as I mentioned, we use F word. But me personally, I use 3 F words. 3, just 3. What are the 3 F words that I use? Faith, fun, and family. No, in no particular order. The reason why I say faith, fun, and family, because it's either I say them or I apply them on this show. It doesn't matter what episode, it is about faith. It is the very faith that I had that started me out 349 episodes ago. The faith that I started out with was very shaky. Very, very shaky. I was scared. I was scared out to my boots. Slippers, sandals. I was scared. So like, oh, I'm not coming on here. But I remember something. I remember that when I came to this country, I saw Oprah Winfrey on screen. And I was so inspired to see Oprah on screen. Like, whoa, like, oh my goodness, Oprah, how did you get over there? No, I'm watching you on screen and you're doing a marvelous job. So I talk about this all the time because the inspiration that you get from somebody is always a testament of how you show up. So I used to watch Oprah Winfrey all the time, faithfully. I still watch her, right? Oprah, I still watch you, right? And I watch Oprah all the time. No, she got a web class on TV on her own channel. And I used to watch her and I said, how did she get over there? So it is the very faith that I had that allowed me to push past the fear and the shakiness that allowed me to get to this point where I'm like, hey, I could do this. No, you never want to be like nobody else. You want to develop that inspiration that's deposited in you, toughen up, get that faith, multiply that faith, and step into your own purpose. And hey, I'm at 350 episodes. Uh-huh. It was not only Oprah, but I'd like to talk about Oprah because Oprah was the very first person I saw. We had Sally Raphael back then. If you don't know who she is, you just don't know, right? So that's showing you how long I've been watching these kind of shows, podcasts and talk shows and all this stuff. Steve Harvey coming, Phil Donahue, all these people, right? So anyway, next F word that I use, I like to use family, and I talk about my family. Very use. When I say use, I mean use. So let me tell you something about my family. I have the permission to talk about my family, and because I do have the permission to talk about my family, I want to say this, that we in my family, we are great achievers. We achieve all the way from top to bottom. We achieve at our own pace. Yes, indeed. But one thing I want to say to you that we have birthdays every month. My goodness. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 birthdays every month. Literally from January 1st, we do have birthdays. And when we do have birthdays, what happens? We come together and we say, yeah, we celebrate and we do our thing. Right? And we do, and we achieve. And we got babies, we got weddings, we got all sort of stuff happening in our family. But that's what happens when you have a great big family like mine. Let me tell you something. As we talk about celebrating birthdays in my family, we have graduations too. We have a lot. We do a lot. Almost every year, somebody from my family graduates from somewhere. Maybe university or preschool somewhere, daycare. We have a family member somewhere along the line. And maybe a baby be born in my family. But let me tell you something about my family. Maybe my parents, they misinterpret the scripture that says, be fruitful and multiply, and they just produce a lot of children. I don't know. My mama never told me the story, right? But whatever case it is, I want to let you know that it's not only your having children mean fruitful and multiply. It means multiply your gifts, your talents, your potential, your dreams, your vision, and let it happen. Right? So that's what that is. But as I talk about my family, I said we like to have fun in my family. We do a lot going on in my family. So if you come on up in here, you're part of my family. If you like to have fun, that takes you to the next F word, which is fun. We like to have fun up in here. And when we like to have fun, we go, we cheer, we celebrate you, we celebrate your achievement, we celebrate your goals, we celebrate your next step into something. If you develop yourself into something, we like to celebrate. And we like to support you. Celebrating somebody is a form of support. Oftentimes we hear somebody say, support me, and you think first thing, money. No, support simply means that you show up and you take action. You show up and say, hey, I am here. You show up and give a compliment. You show up and say, sis, here's my shoulder to cry on. You show up and you listen. So support don't normally mean finance. It could be, but it's not always. So when I say I'm supporting you, I am here to like, okay, can we work on something together? You got something, I got something, you got a talent. How can we clash our talent and we work together, right? So that is what we're talking about. But anywho, we like to celebrate. So whatever it is that you like to celebrate, whether it is your birthday, so shout out to my family who are having birthday. Whether it is your birthday, your anniversary, your boo's birthday, your neighbor's birthday, neighbor's anniversary, sibling's birthday, all sort of stuff. You develop yourself a little bit more. Your children's birthday. Your father having a baby. You had a baby. You got proposed to. You got married. You went back to school. You started school. Your children went to school. All sort of stuff. Put it here in the comment section so we can celebrate with you. Because that's what we do. Because I don't celebrate by myself, baby. I got a cheerleading squad right here. We got a cheerleading squad and we come on up in here and we celebrate with you. So come on in the house. Let me know what is it that you would like to celebrate. Because tonight we are going to talk about some shocking moments. 10 shocking moments we are going to talk about and we're going to go through them. They might be shocking to you or they might not be shocking to you. But let me tell you something. Let me go in the audience and say good night to those of you who are in the audience. Again, if you are watching this and you see the word live somewhere on your screen in a rectangle box, please do not stay peeping through the window, but come on in the house. The door is ajar. It is ajar, so open the door. Come on in and grab your seat. Don't sit in the back and just peep through. No, that don't mean that don't have no manners. My mama said you should have manners. It don't matter how many degrees or high of a position you are in. If you don't have manners and respect, you are not valuable to me. Absolutely not. You must have manners by showing up. When you show up, come on in the room. Say hi to me. Don't be just peeping in. It's like you're going to somebody else and just standing at the window peeping in. A peeping Tom? Unacceptable. So I don't want a peeping Tom here. Come on in the room and say hi so we could work this out together and be family together. There's no big deal. I told you my family is huge. I'm not shocked with extra people. I have huge family. My family multiply in just a quick, right? So I want to say welcome to our VIP. A VIP is a word. It is for those who come in with an intention, and not only intention, they come in consistently and they take action. When they come in and take action, they earn the badge of a VIPer. And we have a VIPer, which is Cheryl in the house. Welcome, VIPer Cheryl, to another episode of the Question Live Show. Indeed. So now you know we have we talk about a few things, but we want to bring some awareness before we go further. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If you came in early, you see that I put some promotion or some items that we are promoting, lifting up, raising awareness with breast cancer. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. However you are bringing awareness, we ask you just show up. Let us know how you are bringing awareness to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I believe Monday is Mental Health Day, Mental Health Awareness Day. We want to bring that awareness as well. But for the entire month, we want to talk about breast cancer. So whatever way you are bringing awareness, we want to bring awareness with you. We are all about supporting each other. So again, I did put up some items of what we have promoting Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If your country is celebrating something, please let us know. If your culture is celebrating something, please let us know. So tonight we want to talk about 10 shocking moments of our lives. Yes, they might not be shocking to you, but they might be shocking. They might be shocking to me. They might not be shocking to you. But however, let us go over them as we go through this episode. One. Oh, let me take this off. One. The first one is, one of the shocking moments in life, is when we discover that we are not what society says we are. Society have the tendency to tell us who we are. And the moment we discover that we are not that, it is shocking to many of us. Many of us. It is shocking. Have you ever come to a point where like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Right now. Wait a minute. That is a shocking moment. A shocking moment is like your heart is pumping a bit faster. You're like, ooh, really? And those are the moments we're like, ooh, wait a minute right now. Wait a minute up in here, right? So those are the shocking moments. That first one we talk about when you discover like, hey, society is saying this about me. Society has a tendency to say this, but that's not really who I am. And you discover who you are. That is a shocking moment. And we like to celebrate small wins and big wins, right? And when we celebrate small wins and big wins, hey, a shocking moment when you discover like, hey, that is a win. Put it in the comment section that you have discovered that who society says you are, that's not really who you are. If that is you and this is related to you, you can relate to this, put it in here. But let me tell you something before we go any further. I talk about my parents. And oftentimes you're going to see me jump back in and I'm going to talk about my parents. Because I like to use the analogy of farmers because I told you they were farmers. And I like to use the analogy of farming because farming simply means that you're planting a seed or a grain on fertile ground and you watch it spring up. Same thing with us. Anything that we plant, whether it is on our dream, whether the way we show up, whether it is our intention, our expectation, whatever we plan, whether it's negative or positive, it is going to grow. Even when the storm comes, it is going to sit there like, I'm still here. So let me encourage you to plan as much positivity as possible. Okay? So I will use the analogy here. I will use the concept based on what we are talking about. So yes, indeed, shocking moments could be one of my story. I could tell my own story because nobody can tell it the way I can. And I like to talk about me. Yep, I come up in here and I talk about me. I talk about my parents. I talk about my family. Because there are always some shocking moments. Yep. Sometimes shocking moments like, oh, you got married. Oh, you're pregnant. Right? Those are some shocking moments that we do have. But anyway, let's go on back to our shocking moments. But again, I'm going to be talking about me every so often. I jump in and talk about me and my parents, my family, my entire family. I told you I got the permission to do that. And second one, we want to talk about the shocking moment when you discover, when we discover, when all of us discover that, hey, I'm stronger than that situation. Oftentimes we go through some situation and we just tell ourselves that we're not going to make it. We are so weak, it's going to beat us up, going to knock us out. We are some abuse, some neglect, some hurt, some pain. I'm like, oh, that pain is severe. You guys weaken your leg, it weaken us, right? And let me tell you something, some pain hit me and I'm like, oh my God, I don't have the strength to make it to the next moment. I don't have the strength to make it to the next day. I don't have the strength to get out of my bed. I don't have the strength to go to work. I don't have the strength to talk to nobody. Let me tell you something, there's some days I'm like, I don't have the strength to come on this show. Oftentimes, that's what we do. We wrap ourselves around the situation and circumstances. And when we wrap ourselves around them, we just oftentimes just like weaken ourselves by all of that. And we tell ourselves that, But let me tell you, when we rise, we discover the shocking thing. Oh my goodness, I am stronger than all of that. So the second shocking moment, when we discover that we are stronger than the very situation that we thought would wipe us out. Yes, indeed. Let me tell you, the strength of your mind is either will take you down or lift you up. So we want to program our mind. We want to develop a mentality, a strong mentality by feeding ourselves. We want to feed ourselves something. We want to feed ourselves. You see, my farmers use fertilizer, manure, all that stuff. We want to feed ourselves healthy information, healthy content, so our mind could be healthy and strong. Listen, when I was pregnant with my daughter, they're like, excuse me, this baby is very small. But it's not that baby was very small. I mean, I was very small as well. But what was happening? Let me tell you, I just could not retain food. So like for you to have this baby and have a healthy baby, this is what we are going to do. So they had to adjust my eating habits. Let me tell you, I was eating some stuff that was not healthy at all. But I wanted a strong and healthy baby. And I'm like, oh, well, this is not going to make it. And I'm like, ooh, this is not going to make it, this. And then I start feeding my mind that, hey, if I don't eat healthy, my baby's not going to be healthy. And I start weakening myself by my thoughts. So we want to address our thoughts so we can have a stronger mentality of when situation comes, it just don't wipe us out like hurricane. I'm talking about hurricane. I want to pray for those of you out there who are going through this storm. Oh yeah, my parents went through some storm too on their farm and they survived. Maybe they never thought that they were strong enough to make it. Right? Yeah. Number 3. The moment you survive the things you thought would take you down. Almost the same thing. You broke up with somebody. Somebody broke up with you. Ooh, I can't. The moment your children go off course, this happened to me. You shock. You shock. When you go into a place of shock, you're like, ooh, your heart will leap, right? And you're like, this is going to take me down. Oh my God, something tragic, some death, something happened. You're like, oh my God, I'm not going to, this is going to take me. used to see some funeral. Some people used to go to some funeral and maybe their parents died, right? And they at the graveside or in the funeral service and they're hollering, bawling, woo, and they're carrying on really, really, really bad. And when they're carrying on, there was some event, some incident, they go to the funeral, and I don't know about here, but in Jamaica, they get real extra funeral, honey. They get real, real extra. And they're at the funeral, and they're at the graveside, and they lower in that casket. Oh, put me in there. Do you really want to go in the grave with your mama? Do you really want to go in the grave with your loved one? And they cry, oh, I can't live without you. Oh, my goodness. But when you realize that they put that casket down in there and you're not in there and you got to survive for somebody else, honey, including yourself, shocking moment, huh? You never thought you would make it. You never thought you would live without that loved one who well gone. You never thought so. But guess what? Shocking moment when one day passed, 2, 3, 4 months pass, years pass, and you're like, ooh, Like right now, let me tell you, I'm shocked myself that I am right here as your host. Yes, I do. It's a shocking moment for me to know that when my parents left me, I was like, oh no, this is not going to make it too well for me. I'm not going to survive this. I'm not going to survive. I'm going to cry myself right in with them. I'm not going to survive. But I tell you, I shocked myself when I said, oh no. Oh no. I'm at 350 episode. They didn't live to see this. But I shocked myself. Sometimes I come on up in here, I'm like, ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. You did it. And let me tell you something. Let's go to the next one. The next one is like some shocking moments. The moments you surprised yourself that you could never make it in school. You could never get that degree. You never realized your potential was so great. Right? The moment, these are shocking moments that you never know that you are going to pass that exam. Shocking moment. Oh, you're taking these exams and you're like, oh my God. Shocking moment when you didn't thought you were going to have twins. Ooh. Shocking moment, you know you are going to have multiple births. Shocking moments. These are shocking moments that we must come to realize that these shocking moments, they strengthen our heart. My God. They strengthen our heart and they push us all the way towards our purpose and our destiny. Absolutely. What is your shocking moment? You are in the audience. This is not a monologue. This is a dialogue. And if you are watching this show, we would like to hear what are some of your shocking moments that you are faced thus far. Right? Because I don't like to talk to myself. I like when I see you in the audience, you're there, you got something to talk about. Hey, shocking moment, breast cancer awareness month. Let's talk about it. Some people shocked that they even survived the diagnosis. Hello? So whatever is it that is your shocking moment that, oh, you didn't thought this was going to happen, it happened and you make it right here. Give us your shocking moment. Let us share, because when we share, it is a form of support. When we share with each other, we are supporting each other. So come on in here. Listen, let me tell you about sharing. You think I'm playing? If you are new, I'm going to tell you this story because I say this story over and over on the show. As a little girl, a young little girl, going to school, my mama used to make some good breakfast. Ooh, Jesus. Some good breakfast. She used to make some good breakfast. And what I used to do with my good breakfast, I used to take a piece of my good breakfast, tuck it in my uniform pocket, and run off to school and share it with my classmates. Was I shocked? The fact that somebody had started sharing in the class? Was I shocked that the class became like a sharing class? Do you know, shockingly, one of the classmates is still my friend. We just celebrate a lot of my birthday together. Still my friend to this very day. Shocking, huh? You never know where life is going to take you. You just never know. Life is going to come. Life is going to give you some shocking moments. And when life gives you some shocking moment, exactly, your eyes going to like, ooh, right? You're going to like, ooh, right. Life gonna give you these shocking moments. So put in the comment section, let us know what are some of your shocking moments. Yes. Cheryl, I got a shocking moment. One of my shocking moments was when I found out that I had a aunt that lived in Canada. She's my grandfather. She's on my grandfather on my mother's side. Oh my goodness, see that? Shocking moment. These are shocking moments when you discover that you have a family member somewhere. There's a show going on. I don't know if it's, yeah, I saw it on YouTube. That family, they're doing like all these DNA and people are discovering like, whose family are you? And they're like, yours. They're like, wow, so how we related? I'm your daddy, I'm your brother, I'm your sister, I'm your granny. I raised a lot of, Sharon, let me tell you something. How did that let you feel, Sharon, that you discovered that you got an aunt? You know, and I watched this show, couple episodes I watched recently, and brothers discover that they have a brother, and sister discover that they have a brother, and they're like, oh my God, I got a big brother. I got a little sister. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, whoa. Like, how does that let you feel to know that you got somebody out there? And this takes me to the other shocking moment. Cheryl, you can put in the comment section, how did that let you feel that you discovered that you have an aunt? Right? The next shocking moment is knowing that somebody loves you somewhere that you never met in person. Hello. That you love somebody that you never met in person too. Shocking moment that you can love somebody that you never met in person. Yes, that is a shocking moment that somebody out there loves you. Somebody out there loves you so very much. You're shocked? Wait until they show up and then you go know that they love you. Somebody loves you. Yes, she was not my grandmother's child. He left her in his hometown and got married to my grandmother. And wow, see that? Wow, you see that? What I'm saying? Like what? Like, sir, you did what? Sir, beg you, excuse me, sir. Oh, I got a VIP at 3 days in the house. My shocking moment is to learn that my brother has cancer. I see that right there. Oh, there you go. Shocking. Shocking. There you go. Theta. That is something that will take your breath away. Like what? That is where we're saying, what? Why? How? We're so sorry to hear this. And as we are in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we got to raise this level of awareness in cancer. Breast cancer do affect men, you know. But whatever the case is, we're shocked. Just the way Theta is shocked. I'm shocked. We shocked. And we are family here. So the shock to get a diagnosis, and we mentioned this, when you get a diagnosis, it is shocking. Like, excuse me? What? How is it that we are going to deal with this? How is it that we're going to deal with it? We want to build a support system, especially when we get diagnosed like this. When we get shocking information, when we get shocking news, we want to make sure that we have a support system, right? We want to make sure that we stand in support of each other. Build a bond so we can know how to have strategic way of how to deal with these shocking moments. Because these shocking moments, honey, they shock you right out of your skin. Yes, they do. They shock you right out of your skin. Another shocking moment is when you know that, when you discover that you can love more than you possibly can. That you have so much more love, right? So much more love that it is shocking. Like, I could love again. You know, oftentimes we in relationship and the relationship don't work out, and because it don't work out, we say, oh, we're not gonna love again. Oh, we're not gonna meet somebody. Oh, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do that. But it is shocking to know that the love that you have inside of you is more than the breaking up love. That it is shocking to know that you can love so much more. That the love inside of us will overpower to love so many people despite the brokenness. Yes. Just heard about it over the He was not aware either. Lungs and liver affected. He never smoked or drink. Wow. So this is just recent news. Wow. Oh my God, we send prayers. We family up in here, right? We stand in support. And that's the thing. Right now, we want to work on lifestyle of how to help him. We want to give solution of how to help him to go to this kind of diagnosis. We want to help him. First, we want to stand emotionally with the family. We stand emotionally with the family. We stand spiritually with the family, mentally with the family. We stand in support with you, VIP Theater. We stand in support to know that something like this just happened over the weekend, like lungs and liver. He never smoked, he never drink, yet his liver is affected. And it could be another the diagnosis could be somewhere, but it's affecting these two organs. Now, these two organs are crucial. I mean, our entire organs are crucial, but your lungs and your liver are crucial, right? It's very crucial. You need your lungs to breathe. So when you're not breathing properly, when you need your liver to detox out, detox toxin. So we need these two organs to push out. That is within our body. So Theta, we're going to work on, the lifestyle. We're going to work on some adjustment of his lifestyle. He never drink, so I never smoke, which is very good. But, whether you drink or smoke, inhaling these things, inhaling the environment are contributing factors. And that is the sad part. The environment is a contributing factor to some of the diagnoses that we receive. So we want to say to you, our prayers are going out. And we are going to work on some lifestyle. I'm going to send you some lifestyle, some strategic way, some lifestyle solution. I'm not a medical doctor, but I know a thing or two. I know a thing or two. God has blessed me with the gift of knowledge. And because God blessed me with the gift of knowledge, I tend to use it where it is needed. We hear this before, that knowledge is power, but knowledge is not power unless we share it or we apply it. So God blessed me with knowledge, and because God blessed me with knowledge, I shared that which God gave me. I did not go to school for medical stuff. I'm not a medical doctor, but when I tell you, when God is my teacher, I'm good. God is my professor, I'm good. God is my director, I'm good. So again, we will go over some strategic way, or we're gonna work on this diagnosis, right? Another moment is when we know that we can seek peace and pursue it. In the midst of chaos, we seeking peace. And that's shocking to a lot of people. Like, how can you be so peaceful in a time of chaos? Because I'm seeking it. Because when we are at peace, it is hard for situation to take us down. It is very, very hard for situation to take us down. We want to make sure, and Thea want to make sure that the family is at peace. We want to make sure that your brother is at peace. When we have peace, even when we get a diagnosis as severe as cancer. But let me tell you something, Thea, before we go into that. Make sure that he's at peace. We want to make sure that we are at peace. Everybody's at peace. But what I want to say to those of you who are diagnosed, who got diagnosed with cancer, it is not a death sentence. It is not a death sentence. Oftentimes when we hear cancer, it's like the first thing we think of. It is not a death sentence. We can work around these diagnoses, right? We can work around it. We're not here to say that we can cure anything, but we are saying that we can work around a diagnosis. So oftentimes we hear it and we're like, oh my God, my life is over. I'm going down. You are not going down. We talk about mentality. What we feed the mentality will grow. And you may be surprised that what you feed yourself about this diagnosis, the result. As a result of feeding yourself healthy, your mind healthy, feed your mind with love and peace, you will see that things can turn around with you. Feeding your mind to know that God is a healer, you will see that things will turn around for you. Know that God is your guide, things will turn around for you. Feed the mind with love and peace and health, right? Feed the mind. So yes, so we want to go through that to know that When we feed the mind will feed the body because everything starts and stops there. What we feed the mind, it will trickle down to our body. And believe me, God gave us the power to heal ourselves. Yep. God has done a wonderful thing by creating us in his image. That is the beautiful thing. Yeah. The other thing we want to talk about, the other shocking moment in life, is where we discover that life is not a box of chocolate. Life is not like a box of chocolate. Life is just a combination. Well, life is a box of chocolate, indeed, if we look at it in an assorted box of chocolate. An assorted box of chocolate, that is us. And what has happened, the reason why I say life is like a box of chocolate, the reason why I would say that, yes, we are little chocolates in this life. Why? Because some days we are firm and we are fruitile and we are youthful and we are going. We are just flourishing. We're just looking delicious. And the next day, we melt away. When the heat of life takes us, we melt away like a box of chocolate. When the heat takes the box of chocolate, it just melt away. Or we put it in our mouth. I think it was an M&M that had a commercial that you put it in your mouth and just melt away. And that's exactly. We are like a box of chocolate. And here we go. Water for chocolate. Now got a diagnosis. Now how are we going to put this chocolate and say, you're still in the box with us, right? But even though we are in the box, we're not in societal box, but we are in a box. We are in a assorted visual. We are in a assorted square. Why? We are in an assorted circle. Why? Because we have different shapes of life. Life goes around in a circle, and because life goes around in a circle, we all fall into that category of a box of chocolate. At most time, a box is square. So we are not in a square. We're going to get out of this mentality that we are in a box. Life is an assortment of chocolate, not a box. So we are going to take out the box out of that statement, and we are going to say life is an assortment of chocolate. Right? The other thing is the moment we discover that our dreams can become reality. Why? Because we dream, we show up, we take action, and voila. Like Cheryl right here. Cheryl is a VIP. She dreamt of becoming a published author. Did it happen? Yes. She is a published author. I put her book up at the beginning. If you didn't see it, you can see it as I might show it up again. That is was that shocking to you, Cheryl? It probably was a shocking moment. Oh, I'm a published author. Oh my God, is this for me? Oh my God, let me turn the pages. Oh, let me see my name again. Voila, she's a published author. Shocking moment when you know that your dreams can become reality. Shocking moment when your dreams become reality. Let me tell you something. For those of you who've been here, you know that I'm a published author as well. Yep. And the shocking moment was when I published my first book in 2019. I got 3 other books thus far. After that, I got 4 books thus far. So when I published my first book, I was so shocked. I kept looking at the book every single time I got my copy, and I kept looking at it. Is that my name? Is that my name? I put the book everywhere in my house. I had it on my table. I was eating. I was looking at it. I put it almost by my door. I was looking at it. I'm like, oh my God, that's me. Ooh, wait a minute. And what I did, I put my picture in the book. So when I don't believe that's my name, I turned the pages, honey, and found my picture. I was like, oh, that's me. So the shocking moment when you discover that your dreams can become reality. Yep. Yeah. Now, this is the last one. The shocking moment when you know that you show up. And when you show up and you take action. And when you take action, it is giving you a result. It is giving you a result that is shocking to you, that you never thought that you could have achieved anything much than what society, your family, your friend says. Let us show up with the intention so we can shock ourselves. Let us show up with the intention that a better version of us is waiting. The shocking moment is where, the last shocking moment is where we discover that we have a better version of ourselves waiting for us. Somebody once told us that a better version of ourselves is waiting for us. Let us go in there. Let us take action. I know that when we take action, listen, it might just shock you to know that your better version might just be better than what now. Your better version might look better than what you have right now. Your better version might show up differently. Your better version might go a bit faster. Your better version might work a little bit smarter. Your better version might work a little bit harder. Your better version might say, listen, sleep a little bit less. You got to put in the work. Your better version will shock you. These are some shocking moments in time. Some I'm still waiting for some to still happen. I'm still waiting for some shocking moments because I think every day I get up, I'm like, ooh, I'm shocked. Oh, is that me? Yeah, that's you, girl. That's you. Shocking moment when I discover my authentic self. When I walk past my mirror and I had to go back, I'm like, ooh, girl, that's you. Girl, that's you in the mirror. Yes, shocking moment when I look, I'm like, oh, when my teacher told me that I was not going to make it in life because I was so doubtful of the very achievement that I want to achieve. And then I realized that I can do this. That was a shocking moment when my coach, the world leader coach, Lisa Nichols, when she said, listen, you can do this. My great coach, Uncle Les, when said, you can do this. You got greatness inside of you. The shocking moments when I popped that greatness out of that, ooh, girl, you can do this. You can do this. So yes, these are people that allow me to put out those shocking moments. I thank you. So again, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to this question live show where we talk about shocking moments. Whatever it is, just don't forget to support each other. Pray for somebody, send your prayers out to somebody, and support them. And you'll be surprised of the shocking result. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Christian Live Show. Again, I am your host, Verona Willis-Brown.